Call this meeting of the Madison School Board to order. Ms. Humphries, can you call the roll, please?
President Thompson,
Present.
Vice President Kazi,
Here.
Member Hunt,
Here.
Member Holcomb,
Here.
Member Gresham. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Kazi, seconded by blah, blah, blah. Can we take a vote, please? And I have to. Yeah, let's do a voice vote. Can we have a voice vote? Oh, yeah. Is that okay? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Second, any opposed? Motion passes. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Hunt, seconded by Mr. Holcomb. I'm going to do a voice vote again. All those in favor, please vote aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We're moving into executive session.
And then after about 25 minutes or so, they'll come back out. And that will come. Everything should come out. Yeah. doing well. I'm doing well. Thanks for being here tonight, guys. How are you doing? Nice.
Mona, are you going to Rocky Point for break?
Well, so I think that and Aubrey was not getting sick. Oh no! I know. His mom said that he tried everything to come to school today, and she said she just couldn't do it. So. Mr. Tim. That's the one. How do you do? I've been getting it online. Hello, Mr. Co-host. It was nice to see you. I've been getting the word extra sitting there and promote that.
All about the running.
Yeah. She's not a runner. She's a thrower.
That's different.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you want to
Hello, good to see you. Yeah. Yeah.
Is this on? Ladies and gentlemen, we also have a glow room right outside the lobby. You don't want to miss the art glow room right outside the lobby.
Dr. Lomley, you gotta go walk through my glow room. It's right across from your office. Okay. Did you? Okay.
I'd like to thank Madison Traditional Academy. Let's give them a round of applause for their amazing showcase. Students, Mr. Merrill, thank you so much for coming tonight. Really, really impressive. I think we need one more big round of applause for our students. And students, if you would stay to help us with the Pledge of Allegiance, that would be great. I think she's in the glow room.
Oh, how to get that?
There they are.
Call this meeting of the Madison School Board back to order. We have some friends from kindergarten at Madison Traditional Academy who are going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Great job. Thank you so much. Okay. Next on the agenda is presentations and recognitions. Dr. Guerin.
President Thompson, members of the board, guests, and cabinet, I'd love to introduce Alicia from MDTCA, who's going to come up and present some amazing awards for us.
Thank you, Dr. Guerin, members of the board, cabinet. The You Make the Difference and Shining Star Awards are presented by the Madison District Classified, Certified, and Classroom Teachers Association and Madison Administration to recognize the certified and classified staff who truly demonstrate Madison's vision of inspiring passion for learning and leading in an ever-changing world. There we go. All right, first up from Madison Rose Lane, we have Leslie Pohorilli for the You Make the Difference Award. Leslie is an invaluable member of our school community, demonstrating unwavering dedication, professionalism, and a deep commitment to student success. With a calm and caring demeanor, she approaches each day with intentionality, ensuring that all students feel supported and empowered to reach their full potential. Her expertise in differentiated instruction allows her to meet students at their individual levels, providing them with the targeted support they need to grow academically. She has collaborated effectively with general education teachers to foster an inclusive learning environment, ensuring that all students, regardless of ability, receive high-quality instruction in the general education classroom. Known for her patience and tireless commitment, Leslie consistently assesses students to provide instruction that meets their unique needs. She has gone above and beyond to adjust her schedule multiple times throughout the year, ensuring that every student receives their required instructional minutes and necessary services. Beyond her direct work with students, she has also played a key role in supporting new resource teachers by sharing effective behavior management techniques and instructional strategies. Her dedication to professional development further reflects her commitment to continuous growth and excellence in education. Leslie has even gone as far as to attend our Saturday professional development opportunities in the past. In addition to her instructional expertise, Leslie works closely with the families of her students, reinforcing the importance of learning beyond the classroom whenever possible. Her organization, dedication, and passion for student success make her an irreplaceable member of our school. The entire school community is grateful for her hard work and unwavering commitment. Her contributions do not go unnoticed, and we deeply appreciate the positive impact she has on students, colleagues, and families alike. Leslie brings true meaning to making a difference.
Leslie, would you like to say anything? Right there.
Yes, I just would like to say this is my 18th year at Madison Rose Lane, and I'm so privileged to work at Rose Lane. We have such a great team. We all support each other, and that helps us all to really focus on our students. So I'm grateful for everyone that I work with. Thank you.
All right, our next You Make the Difference award goes to Amanda Smith from MTA. Hope you don't mind, they have Mandy. So Mandy Smith is the embodiment, whoa. Mandy Smith is the embodiment, thank you, embodiment of excellence in education, seamlessly blending her passion for teaching with a commitment to the principles of traditional learning. Her classroom exemplifies structure, discipline, and high academic expectations, creating an environment where students not only succeed but also develop a deep appreciation for the value of hard work and perseverance. Mandy's approach to education honors the time-tested methods of traditional learning while remaining responsive to the individual needs of her students. She emphasizes foundational skills, critical thinking, and personal accountability, ensuring her students are equipped with the tools they need for lifelong success. Through her clear communication, well-organized lessons, and firm yet compassionate guidance, Mandy fosters an atmosphere of respect and achievement. Beyond academics, Mandy is a champion of character development, instilling values like responsibility, integrity, and teamwork in her students. She creates a classroom culture that reflects the core mission of Madison Traditional Academy, where timeless educational practices meet the holistic growth of every child. As the winner of the You Make the Difference Award, Mandy's dedication to traditional learning is a cornerstone of her impact. Her ability to uphold these principles while connecting deeply with her students and their families makes her an invaluable asset to the Madison Traditional Academy community. Mandy Smith truly exemplifies the transformative power of traditional education and is a beacon of excellence for her colleagues and students alike.
Personal memo, okay. Okay. Just thank you. I feel very honored, and MTA has a special place in my heart, and all my little people back there cheering me on right now. That's about it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Our next award is the Shining Star Award, and from Madison Rose Lane is Martha Gillette. Martha Gillette is an exceptional member of our school community, demonstrating endless care and dedication in her role as a special education paraprofessional. Through her interactions with our most vulnerable students, she provides a sense of security, belonging, and support that makes a lasting impact on their daily experiences. Beyond her work in the classroom, she goes the extra mile to contribute to our school culture, showing up at events, creating banners, and fostering a true sense of community. Her warm daily greetings help build connections with both students and staff, setting a positive tone for the day. Her ability to develop strong relationships with parents further reinforces the trust and partnership necessary for student success. One of her greatest strengths is her willingness to receive and implement feedback. She takes suggestions with an open mind and uses them to grow in her role. Her innovative thinking is evident in the creative ways she solves challenges, whether it's turning an everyday task like putting on shoes into a fun game or finding new approaches to support students in their learning and development. In addition to her work with students, Martha is a constant source of support for her colleagues. She instinctively steps in to clean up without being asked and provides comfort to teachers through active listening during difficult moments. Her patience, care, and empathy shine through in all that she does, and her ever-present smile and positive attitude make the school a better place for everyone. Her dedication and contributions do not go unnoticed. The entire school community is grateful for her hard work, kindness, and unwavering commitment to making a difference in the lives of students and staff alike.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to see you again. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. All by yourself.
By yourself.
Thank you. Would you like to say something? Well, I want to say thank you to everybody. It's a pleasure to work in Madison. I always want to work in a school, and now that I'm working in Madison, it's like a dream come true. So thank you to everybody.
And our next Shining Star Award goes to Tim Mueller of MTA. Tim Mueller is a shining example of dedication, kindness, and service to the Madison Traditional Academy community. As the school's trusted crossing guard and lunch duty aide, Tim goes above and beyond to ensure the safety and well-being of every student, embodying the values of reliability and care. Each morning and afternoon, Tim is a welcoming and reassuring presence at the crosswalk, ensuring that every child arrives safely at school and returns home with a smile. His cheerful demeanor and friendly waves create a sense of comfort and security for both students and parents. Whether it's a rainy day or the Arizona sun is blazing, Tim's commitment to his role never wavers. During lunch duty, Tim brings the same enthusiasm and dedication, fostering a positive and respectful environment. His attentive and approachable nature ensures that students feel supported and cared for. He is quick to lend a helping hand, offer words of encouragement, or share a kind smile, making a meaningful difference in the daily lives of students and staff alike. As the recipient of the Shining Star Award, Tim's contributions reflect the heart and soul of Madison Traditional Academy. His unwavering commitment to safety, kindness, and community makes him a beloved and indispensable part of the school. Tim Mueller truly shines as a beacon of positivity and dedication, and the Madison Traditional Academy family is fortunate to have him making a difference every day.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Yeah, I came to Madison Schools 8 years ago via the federal government. But don't get excited, I was a mailman. But I do come from a family of public educators. My sister taught school for 30 years. My brother taught school for 40 years, and he was named Arizona Middle School Teacher of the Year back in the 1990s. And my mom was executive secretary to the superintendent of schools down at Phoenix Elementary District number 1. So I can now say that I have followed in their tradition of public service. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Before we move into the superintendent and governing board member reports, I just want to thank all the students who are here today and all of your parents and guardians who brought you. We so appreciate you being here. Thank you for all of the award winners. Do not feel like you need to stay, although it is a riveting meeting and you are welcome to. If you'd like to clean up the things that you brought and leave, you are welcome to do that. So thank you. Great job. And great job to our kindergartners, again, who led us in the Pledge of Allegiance, if they're still here. Yeah, well, they've got homework and dinner, right?
The principal is shaking his head. Great.
Maybe it'll still be up.
Yeah, I think she's going to leave it. Dr. Guerin, while folks are filtering out, would you like to give your superintendent's report?
Absolutely. President Thompson, Vice President Kazi, members of the board, cabinet, and guests. That was simply an amazing school showcase. From the glow room to meeting some very famous people I didn't realize were still alive, to students that were creating blogs and student newspapers. Wow, MTA really knocked it out of the park. So congratulations, Mr. Merrill. So the past couple weeks have been so eventful, and I just have to share a few photos that go along with it. So the first one is last week, the Human Resources Department hosted Fall in Love with Madison. And this just really shows that this department puts their whole heart into what they do. It was quite a unique job fair event, and I think it's very fitting that Madison, which is such a special place to work, would hold this unique event as a get to know each other to see why you might want to come to Madison. And I think it not only recruited some staff, I think it retained some staff because we all listened to people tell their stories about why they love it here. And our own Keisha was one of the storytellers, and it was really moving. The event was a resounding success. So if you too want to join the Madison family, please visit our website if you're interested in applying. Then last week, we had our first ever Phoenix Sings, and it was held at the Madison Center for the Arts. It was a wonderful experience because it not only brought one of our school choirs together, which was Madison Simus, and included elementary choirs from Alhambra and the Cartwright School District. Thanks to Molly Dodd, Executive Director of the Foundation, for really putting a lot of organizing around this event. And thank you, board members Scott Holcomb and Mitra Kazi, for all their hard work and visioning of this event and making it happen. Thanks also to the Southwest Vocal Alliance, Arizona's premier award-winning mixed barbershop choir, who worked side by side with our students in preparation for their performance and rocked their own performance, if I may. So I look forward to this being an annual event. It was really special. And wow, I think the theater had about 700 people in it. It was packed. Then I was honored to attend the second annual School Connect Summit last week. I don't have a picture for this one, but School Connect is an organization that brings schools and community partners together so that each child can reach their full potential. And a few Madison Park students attended with Assistant Principal Becky Galindo, and our park students received basketballs from the Phoenix Sun Gorilla and the Phoenix Mercury Scorch. It was wonderful to see them shooting hoops on the same court as the Phoenix Suns at the Footprint Center. It was truly remarkable. Next, I do have a slide for this. Congratulations to our communications department who received 2 awards from the Arizona School Public Relations Association in the categories of photography and branding imaging packages. Each year, the Arizona School Public Relations Association recognizes standards of excellence in public school relations through its Aspiration Awards. Their entries, musical student performance, who happens to be Andrea Matea's son, who's also going to be on the cover of the next Madison magazine, is one of them. And this picture was so amazing that at the awards showcase, they featured this picture on the front of their program. So, wow, way to bring it, communications. And then the other award was Welcome to Madison New Teacher Program Branding, or quote unquote swag. They won an award for that as well. Both received awards of excellence. Congratulations to our communication team. They are small but mighty. And then lastly, congratulations to Mary Field, Curriculum Coordinator, for renewing her National Board certification. It is the highest certification a teacher may obtain, in addition to being the most respected one. We look forward to celebrating her at their annual awards ceremony, which is like the Academy Awards of Teaching. I want to give a final reminder that it is open enrollment and spots are filling fast, so please check out our website and you too can join the Madison family. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Guerin. Okay, moving on to governing board members' reports. I'll start with Mr. Holcomb today.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank the Madison School District for allowing us to have the Phoenix Suns at the Madison. It was a great event. It was a lot of fun to participate, but it also was just great to see the kids light up and how they got to perform on the stage, and particularly schools from other districts, and get the opportunity to help them with their love of music. And it was phenomenal. So I want to thank them, and particularly Ms. Kazi, who started it off by getting the grant, the funding that got it going. And I think that showed off the best of what Madison has to offer. The arts and support for the entire community, including schools from other districts. And I'm glad, I hope that we will be able to make that a yearly thing so that we can help spread what I think is special about the Madison School District. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holcomb. Ms. Gresham.
Thank you, Ms. President. You got to be ready. You don't know. Let's see, I don't have much. I always like to congratulate our award winners tonight. I really like to see that we are honoring our special education teachers. It's very well earned. And congratulations to Ms. Green and our communications department on their award. That's great. We also survived hosting the regional spelling bee. So myself and my judges and, Oh, I don't think it was Ella. Sorry, we'll keep going.
It can be replaced.
Yes, so yeah, we did our duties at the regional spelling bee, and it was quite the competition, so that went on for a long time. That's all I have, I believe. Thank you.
Ms. Kazi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's been a long day, so I needed to take some notes, or I'm just going to blank out. I wanted to congratulate again all the recipients of the awards. Again, their stories and the impacts that they have on their schools always blow me away with the quality and the engagement and the commitment of the people that work at Madison and what makes it such a special place. So thank you for that continuing reminder, and again, congratulations. And then thank you, Mr. Merrill, for an outstanding showcase. It was really lovely getting a chance to talk to the students, which I think I can speak for the rest of the board is one of our favorite things to do. I don't think anything comes close to that, learning about what they're doing and the exciting work that they're doing. It was pretty outstanding today. Also wanted to mention that I attended School Connect as a volunteer. Incredible event. Dr. Guerin was there, and I have some information from you. Janice Mock from ASU has some interesting AI support for writing for students in K-12. And so I will remember to get that to you, but they're doing some pretty exciting things to help teachers, who have, limited amount of time, provide editing support of students' papers. So it was some exciting work being done at ASU that could potentially have application at Madison. I want to thank all the folks that worked on Phoenix Sings. I think that any time that we can provide students an opportunity to perform in a space that could mirror a professional space and give them a window into what's possible is a day when we have done something special. And from the moment that some of the students that are not medicine students walked into the Madison Center for the Arts, and I heard them say, what a most beautiful place, to the time when they got to step on that stage and perform, it was a pretty exceptional I think opportunity for them. And so again, thank you to everyone that made that possible. It was impactful, certainly. And that's all I got. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Hunt.
Madam President, thanks so much. I just want to say I was able to go to Simus Strides 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Incredible work by everybody at Simus putting that on to the PTA, which they threw a huge number out there they were going to raise, and they exceeded it, which I was nervous for them when they put it out there, and then they exceeded it. So just incredible work doing important stuff there. To Principal Murray, I really her there working with those students and then seeing how well she matches the school. It just made me feel so great and lucky that we have folks like that who choose Madison. And so she's exactly the right fit for that, and that was really great to see. To the actual event, the special education inclusion model at Simus was on full display, and it was wonderful and beautiful to see. And so I just really want to reinforce how important that is and how much we should maintain that. To MTA, just really a great demonstration of the community that is MTA, and that you can have all of these creative things going alongside rigorous academic preparation, and it can all happen. And so just really great to see the MTA community here showing up and showing out. To the students that are going through softball, baseball, track and field tryouts, good luck, and again, another great offering. Thanks so much.
Thank you. just have a few items. I want to thank the students and parents and teachers who came out tonight to show off MTA. They did a wonderful job. Want to congratulate one more time all of our award winners today. Congratulations to our communications team. I know those ASPRA awards are very coveted and well-deserved. I also want to echo what a fantastic event the Fall in Love with Madison event was. I thought it was wonderful. We got to highlight people all throughout, from administration to teachers, and why they've chosen to be here. It was so well attended. People were really engaged, and it was wonderful to see the site leaders interacting with some of those prospective employees and other employees and interacting with folks. So congratulations on that event. I also want to give a shout out to the Reach Council. They had another one of their quarterly Adopt a Street since we had our last meeting. They keep Missouri between 16th and 24th clean. So once a quarter, volunteers go out and pick up trash along the street. So thanks, Reach Council, and students and parents for participating in that. And I too had a great time at the spelling bee. It was, how many rounds did we end up doing? Like, it felt like 30. It might have been more than 30. But the final 3, it was like spell to the death. It was incredible. But want to give a shout out to our Madison students who participated. They did a great job. It was one student from MTA and one student from Madison Park. So congratulations to everyone who participated in that. And with that concludes governing board member reports. Next on the agenda is consent items. Does anyone have any items that need to be removed from the consent agenda, or do I have a motion to adopt the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Causey, seconded by Ms. Gresham. Please vote. As soon as the computer brings it up. It's okay. I did too many voice votes at the beginning and I threw you off. Better be good.
You better mean it.
There we go. Motion passes unanimously. Next on the agenda is call to the public. Pursuant to board policy, time has been set aside for a call to the public. This is an opportunity for individuals to address the entire board in a public setting to express their views or concerns. State law limits our ability to respond to comments made during call to the public. However, we do hear your ask the superintendent to follow up and provide us with information regarding any issues raised. To keep us on schedule, each speaker has no more than 3 minutes, and we have a clock to assist people with that. I know we didn't have any online calls to the public. Ms. Humphrey, did we have anyone here today who wanted to speak at call to the public?
We have no calls to public.
Okay, and with that, we are done with call to the public. Section 8, information items. Gentech partnership. Dr. Guerin.
President Thomason, members of the board, cabinet, and guests, I'm so excited to introduce this new Madison partnership, and I'd like to welcome Debbie Kavesti, CEO of Gentech, and Michael Wilson, COO of Gentech. They will present the program highlighting implementation at Madison Park. Gentech brings young technology experts from STEM fields to deliver hands-on, engaging lessons, including coding, robotics, modeling, micros, computer building, and cybersecurity into Madison Park.
Welcome, and thanks for coming today.
Yeah, hello. Thank you for having us. Yes.
We're passing out some booklets for you too to kind of
Give you guys some info.
what we're all about. I'm not sure.
And I brought some cool toys to show you guys too.
Of course, they're toys. We call them toys, but they're the items of the future.
Cool tech, yes.
Yes. Hi, I'm Debbie Kavesti, CEO, proud CEO of Gentech, and I actually.
I'm so sorry, Debbie. Can you go to the podium because we have people online?
Okay, so sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard
Thank
to
you.
stay contained for me than that kind of personality. I'm Debbie Kavesti, the proud CEO of Gentech. And I started this company with 22 high school students with a grant from Cisco. So actually, some teachers buy their kids pizza. I apparently bought my kids a company. And we struggled in the beginning, but now we are a flourishing company that is self-standing, right? Help me with that. And we teach tech support.
Yeah, we do tech support, tech repairs, business-to-business stuff, and we have a storefront in North Phoenix where we kind of operate out of. But what we really wanted to kind of talk to you guys about was the educational part of what we do and what we're doing at Madison Park and the initiatives there. So you guys go to the next slide. I don't know
If you just
I
hit
can-
the arrow. There you go.
Awesome.
There we go.
Cool.
Boy, we're so tech savvy.
Yeah, I didn't know I was cool.
We thought this important person right here, you said tech. All right. Anyway, so thank you for having us, everyone. We have a very special thing here today to talk to you about. It's a very, very innovative idea. In light of all the school shortages, teacher shortages, and I want to say struggle with putting STEM curriculums out there that's authentic and industry standard. We have found a complete STEM solution. We, being a STEM teacher myself, when I left my school in Paradise Valley, the entire program died. There wasn't anyone to replace what I had started there, and I built $1 million lab. So it's kind of sad that this happens a lot of times when teachers leave and programs are robust and the equipment goes in closets, and it's very, very hard to find teachers anyway, let alone STEM teachers. So what we have done is, I'm going to let you go. You go. I take
So
over.
no, you're okay. You're all good. So yeah, what we've done is create a full turnkey solution that provides a curriculum, it provides the expert instructors, and all of the equipment. So that's actually a little bit of what I have here is some of the equipment and some of the projects that we're actually getting ready to start implementing at Madison Park.
Before you get carried away with that, in the centerfold of our booklet is we've thoughtfully considered K through 12 in curriculum. And as a teacher, when I was a STEM teacher, I did work on the curriculum committee at the State Department for Technology. So, and we have a lot of amazing instructors that also put this together with us. Instructors is you.
Yes, and those instructors, they have backgrounds in computer science, so they're cybersecurity, they're IT engineers, so instructors who really know this technology innately, and they know all the different strands of our curriculum on there. So it really becomes a sustainable solution for districts and schools to have a STEM program where if one of our instructors are sick, we provide the sub. If they decide to, move on, then we have 50 other instructors who are ready to fill in and keep that program going without skipping a beat. And that's really the big part of what the program is able to provide is that equipment, that instruction, and then a curriculum that can move as fast as technology does too. We are able, anytime a new robot comes out or something new we see in technology comes out, we start developing for it. And our instructors, they know this technology, they are involved in the tech community, and they bring that passion into the classroom as well. And
they know
yeah.
AI intensely. They know really trending things like cybersecurity. That's like so 2 years ago now.
And like we hear all of the, the new stuff with all the industry that's coming here. So like semiconductors is becoming a big thing. And, it sounds like really far out there, like, oh, how do you teach elementary school kids, about semiconductors? But starting in 4th and 5th grade, we could start teaching those foundational skills that they need to know. So when they start moving into high school, they understand like how to think like a computer, or how to, wire, how electronics work, and how to, to do a lot of different the engineering process and, develop something, oh, this doesn't work, all right, let me try this kind of thing. And really bring in those skills that the future workforce is going to need.
But I have to comment on the passion. So twice a year, we have a meeting. It actually happens at my house, and now it's getting to be, we have so many instructors, it's not working anymore. There are too many. But to hear these young college students who are very bright in technology, very bright in technology, talk about, oh, you should see, I had this third grader, and he already got to lesson 4 ahead of everybody, and he was already doing loops when we were doing conditionals. And they're so passionate talking about their kids in their classrooms. It's really heartwarming.
And, you know, the really cool thing too is the ability to, when schools try to put on their own STEM program, it requires a lot of front-end lift, right? So like, for example, I have a couple different robots here. These are actually student projects, but a classroom of robots, of just these one robots that actually the same ones we have at Madison Park, you know, could run in the tens of thousands when you include iPads and things like that. And that's just one set of robots. What about when they finish going through that? What's next, right? And the beauty of our program is we have hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment that we're able to rotate into schools and really give kids an experience in many different areas of technology. So whether it is robotics, it is 3D printing, it is building computers, it is doing drones or rockets, you know, we're able to bring in all of the equipment that goes along with that and really give kids a chance to explore those different technologies. I really feel that if you don't get a chance to explore it, then how do you know if you're good at it, if you like it, if you want to pursue a career in that field? And that's really what we're trying to do, and what we're able to do with our program is give kids that opportunity.
Look at, I can move.
Oh.
So we have, it's not lighting up. There we go. Okay, so we have 2 robots here, and so the idea here is that if a group of students finishes level on one of these, they can move on to another level. Actually, I went the right way. It goes from this one to that one, right?
And you know, the cool thing is like a project like this, so I kind of want to talk a little bit about this.
We really only have like 8 minutes.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We can go
I
on
have
and
this
on, so
passion,
sorry.
Just like the other instructors do.
Okay.
But, yeah,
Okay, anyway, so we can level up. And so we have 12 lines of robots. So a lot of schools, they're tasked with, they would only get one for like $20,000 maybe. And then what do they do when their kids move to 6th grade or 7th grade? We've got that all covered with materials. So anyway, we're really excited about doing this in your school district, teaching Madison kids, and we would love to keep doing it and even grow with you and get kids ready, today's kids ready for tomorrow's future. So questions?
Thank you so much. I'm going to take the prerogative of the chair and start out since
Okay.
I have kids in the program at Madison Park. So I want to say, you know, after the district made an investment in an educator, we had an unanticipated opening early in the first semester, and I can say that my kids and their friends were so disappointed in the loss of that teacher, and I as a board member was disappointed about that opening as well. And it was so wonderful to be able to have this partnership come forward. I know the kids are really excited about being in the Gen Tech classes and learning about robots. I get the download in the car every day about, you know, what did you do, what did you program today, how did the robot move? So I'm deeply appreciative of the programming that you're providing at Madison Park. So thank you for that. So I'll open it up to questions. Go ahead, Mitra.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. So I'm very passionate about allowing our middle school students to explore college and career readiness, because they're in this very unique place of their lives where they are ready for higher level learning, but I think they're starting to question what they're learning in the classroom and how it applies, how it's contextual, how it will be. Is there an application towards their future? So I'm curious, with Madison Park giving me guidance on like what's happening at Madison Park, how Gen Tech in your classes is helping students kind of explore their skills and their strengths and how that relates to what you're teaching them, and giving them some insight into what that could mean for them later in life as far as what they could study, where they could work.
Yeah. So the cool thing about having instructors who are have backgrounds in these fields is they know what career paths that these technologies lead into. So they can really talk about hey, you learn this kind of thing. These are the career paths, and this is what it really looks like in the industry or in this field, or even if you decide to go to college and study this is what it's gonna be like. So we can really dive in with the kids about that. And then also, again, the opportunity to explore different technologies, like even just with this robot right here, they're learning how to program the robot, but then they're learning this is all 3D designed and printed. And so they're learning the CAD design aspect of it. So first you're learning automation and robotics. Now you're learning CAD design, which opens up a whole nother area of career exploration. And then there's also microcontrollers that they are programming to do other things on top of that too. So they're really able to, again, really just explore those different areas of technology.
I'm going to interject that there's a lot of coding is a hot word. You hear coding all the time. And coding is simply the language that humans talk to machines. And when you are able to speak the language of machines, you control all the machines, all of the technologies, the phones, everything that's out there. So we love to use robots when we're teaching coding instead of going to a website and learning coding by these cute little exercises. This is immediate cause and effect. If you want your robot to go in a square, you better know how it goes in the square. And to answer your one question over here, there was some thoughtfulness about the level. In fact, I was at a meeting today with the AEEC and talking about we are still, as a state, teaching coding, block coding, to kids in the 4th, 5th, 6th grade. We, as a company, would like to be with your kids from K through 8, K through 12, whatever your district is, so that we can teach block coding 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade like you would teach ABCs there and words and spelling, and then get to script coding by 4th grade so that you're advancing quicker through your elementary career.
And we're really able to, it sounds like really advanced, but like when you have instructors and like our Gen Techs who know this technology innately, they can break it down so that way it's digestible for the kids. And a lot of times you hear like, oh, there's no way they could script that young, but like, that's something that they start in like 8th grade, maybe freshman in high school, if not even later. But when you have an instructor who really knows what they're doing and understands the stuff, like they can break it down. And we have
kids in our store that are 7 and 8 years old. We actually have to type for them because they know what they want to script out, but they can't type. They don't know where the letters are, that are not doing block coding, and they're 7 and 8 years old. In fact, they could almost get a job if they were a little taller. Anyway, sorry for a long answer.
Thank you. Mr. Holcomb.
Yes, thank you. I'm very excited about this because I've actually, and I want to compliment you on being able to make this fly because there's a lot of good ideas. I actually was doing the trades at Park and just trying to get it and get a program that is scalable. Awesome. As well is one of the hardest things to do and get things going. So thank you, and particularly Park's a great place to do that. I was wondering, I'd like Ms. Gossett, if you'd be willing to come up and just comment on how this is being used and how you see it working at Park.
Thank you, Madam President, governing board members, Dr. Guerin, for the opportunity. So at Michael, I met Michael, I was so impressed by his presentation through partner with the principal through AZ Connect. And so when this opportunity came around, it's like, where were you 2 weeks ago when our teacher walked out 3 weeks into school? And so we started by planning just coming and doing our STEM day for our team building days. And then it turned into, in fact, I was just so impressed with all of, with Michael and everything that he presented to me that day I called Casey George, Director of Signature Programs, and then just put, let's just tuck this away for the future. We may need it someday. Let's just think about it. And it just flourished from there. And so now we have, since our 5th graders really lost their STEM opportunity because of the previous curriculum we were using, Project Lead the Way, it's extensive 40-hour trainings for each module with homework on the side for teachers. So when a teacher walks out with all that training, I can't get them trained unless I pick another sub to come into a classroom and then have them train, and a sub takes over for the kids in real time. So the students now are using these robots in the Radical Robots class for 5th grade. They've cycled through one of the robots and are going to use JavaScript next to start coding a more intense robot. Is that good? Intense the right word? A higher level up, if you will. And then we have our 6th grade, because we at Park, everybody takes a STEM elective. So 5th grade had already taken that science of PE that we had to turn the class into. But through the partnership and the generosity of you all in our district, we were able to recoup that opportunity for STEM for 5th grade and offer it for 6th grade at the same time. And so 6th grade right now are going through some simulations where they're building homes online to withstand tornadoes, floods, earthquakes, and going to run them through the simulator. So there's some creative things going on in the 6th grade class too. And so how it levels up is actually Michael and I, we've been exchanging emails for when we can meet again about, what scope and sequence happens in the class, and, what's it mean if I go through Gen Tech 5th through 8th grade at Park, what do I leave with, and what do I get to know, and what am I able to do? So that's where we're at.
Thank you very much. If I can, just one more thing, and this is going to make the board members shake their heads, and Barb put her head in her hands. There's a way that you can really level this up even further, and you actually show it in here, and that you need to move from STEM to STEAM. I mean, you have it already there, and that would really catch your kids even more as you're doing music and other things, and the game design is all about the arts. And I'd really love you to think about, as you're doing this, also integrating that with the arts programs as well. And I know you are specifically STEM, but hopefully at Park you can catch that STEAM vibe.
Yeah, so
It seems like we hear that from schools, but not industry. So we have a bit of a
a little bit of a
conflict there.
But we actually do have, we say STEM, but we do have STEAM programs. Like game design is one of our coding programs that we do with the kids, where they get to create their own video games starting in a block environment, but then moving on into a scripting environment. And in the modeling class as well, there's a lot of creative freedom where they are making right now structures that have to withstand certain things, but also they have projects where they'll get to make like their own creatures or like characters in a way. So we do, and we have a Mighty Micros class that we haven't taught there yet, but there's a musical micros to that as well, where they get to use the technology to make musical instruments. So it is something we have explored, but just a month or so in, we haven't had a chance to at least teach that yet.
You've called it STEAM and gotten a lot of pushback from industry. So we also have a nonprofit that we're going after money for schools for STEM programs. So we had to make a conscientious decision. But I hear you and I love it because I was an art major for a while.
I just want to congratulate you. How important this is. My kids started building their first computers and robots 20 years ago when they were young, and I'm very proud of my nerds. They're very, thank you.
Ms. Gresham?
Thank you, Ms. President. Yes, I had to take coding for my accounting degree a long time ago, and that was the first time I had ever seen any of that. I was so confused. I was so lost. So yes, it's so important to have them start early. So I just want to also clarify, Ms. Gossett, maybe, or you guys probably know, I just want to clarify, so at Park, we're doing it as an elective. You guys are coming in and teaching an elective as opposed to before or after school?
That's correct. So it is an elective course, and so there are 5 sections of STEM 5, which is the Radical Robots from Gen Tech instructor, and then there are 5 sections of STEM 6, which is modeling to the max.
Great. And I also just want to point out, it's good to see that it says all instructors have valid fingerprint clearance, so which
Yes.
I'm sure includes background check and all that. So thank you for
Yes.
making sure
Very
that
vetted.
that's happening.
Very vetted, and we are certifying many of our instructors right now. If you are a junior in college, you have enough workplace skills criteria for CTE certification. And so we actually hired like 2 weeks ago, hired a gal that's just going to manage our CTE certification for our instructors. So you'll be seeing a lot more certification coming into your classrooms as well. And as an elective, which is a great idea, but for maybe elementary, we would suggest as a rotation for specials.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah, and just to clarify too, Dr. Guerin, that while we have these instructors coming in, there is still a teacher of record that is responsible for the classroom since these aren't certified
We
individuals.
do have a Madison teacher of record.
Thank you. Ms. Kazi.
I know this is unusual because I'm going to support Scott on the STEAM front. Kind of like, what is happening to me?
I know what
was in the water? But I just want to underscore that there's a lot of activity at the college level of students that are, majoring in engineering or computer science who are also working like in the arts field, because that is actually like, I can think of my friend's daughter was computer science major until she started drawing again, and now she has a job already doing animation. And so I really believe like we know we're teaching students for jobs that we can't even imagine. And you are doing the same thing. And I know my niece is a freshman at Cal Poly studying aerospace engineer. She's already working with a music program on a collab of some kind that I can't even begin to understand. And so I just feel like that there is, the more that we can be innovative and thinking about how these areas that we have often thought about in silos actually do connect. I mean, it's not a joke that, many doctors play the piano on the side, because we know that music is another language, not unlike coding. So I just want to make that plea for you to think about that in a little bit more broader sense.
And perhaps make the plea to industry to
and
open their eyes a little bit.
because we know the connections are there. We know that's the research shows that students that engage in the arts tend to have higher math scores that all relate to strength and STEM.
We agree, we're on it.
I will add to that also, in support of Mr. Hogan. We also have our arts school, number 1, where we could possibly expand into there as well, and with our music classes and things like that. So that's something to think about.
Thank you so much for your presentation today. We as a whole board appreciate it, and I, as a parent of children who are benefiting from your program, appreciate it as well. So thank you.
Well, thank you all, and we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
He's going to feel bad on the way home saying that he didn't get to roll this stuff around.
Wait till the end of the meeting and you can run it around for all of us.
We'll have your kids do it. Thank you very much.
Next item on the agenda is Budget Advisory Committee and Interspace Negotiation recommendations. Dr. Guerin.
President Thompson, Vice President Kazi, members of the board, cabinet, and guests. I'd like to first turn it over to Deputy Superintendent Lori Garvey to begin the presentation.
Hi, good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Guerin, and cabinet. Tonight we're going to have a bit of a tag team between Budget Advisory Committee and the Interest-Based Negotiations, which is IBN. But we're just going to do a budget recap and then look at each of the committees and teams and their budget recommendations to Dr. Guerin. So when we look at the fiscal year 25-26 projected budget, really nothing has changed since the last time we looked at this back in, I think, about a month ago. But our ADM is pretty stable, so we don't, which is so positive. We do have the 2% base support level increase for inflation, which, even though the legislative session is not over, we do believe, due to state statutes, that we will see that 2% increase in base support level, which is $725,000, which allows us to apply our M&O override percentage to that. So there would be an increase in our maintenance and operations override of $108,000. And then as we continually monitor that budget balance carry forward for what is fiscally the right amount according to those best guidelines out there, it is around 3.25% at a minimum, but that would allow us, if we are projecting out our budget balance carry forward, we could apply $300,000 that we have toward next year's projected budget. So our increase in projected funding sources or revenue is just a little over $1.1 million. Then after we project out the revenue, we project out any upcoming expenditures that we see or budget commitments for the upcoming year. Dr. Lomley has already gone through teacher staffing and the roll-up, which actually netted 0 FTE, so we're not looking to add or subtract any teacher staffing at the schools for next year. Medical insurance, we know, is at 2.5%, even though we have not received our renewal. Because last year, when we received our renewal, we were capped at the 2.5% for this year. So that's built in at a cost of $115,000. ASRS contribution for both the employer and the employee is going down a little bit. So we actually see a savings next year in our ASRS contribution of $78,300. When you take those costs or decreases and you net them, it's $36,700 increase in expenditures. So our total revenue funding sources that we have to start working with as we went into IBN and budget advisory was almost $1.1 million. The Budget Advisory Committee will be going over our recommendations. And just to let you know, here's a list of our entire Budget Advisory Committee. We have representation from every school, and we have representation from community, parents, certified staff, classified staff, and administrators throughout the district, which has really lends to a lot of different perspectives and just really good feedback. I am really excited tonight to have Sheila O'Connor, who is a teacher at MTA, come and present the budget advisory recommendations. Sheila has been on budget advisory since its inception 6 years ago, so I was excited that she could be here this evening to do that for us.
Thank you, board and Dr. Guerin, appreciate it. We discussed the salary increase. We talked about different options. We decided the best is to stick with what everyone is kind of giving as a cost of living, 2.5%. It managed to be in the budget. Salary increase is not going to be eaten up by the medical insurance. That was really important for many of the members of the committee, that the increase is at least above and beyond the amount of increase for the medical insurance. People also wanted to maintain benefits and dependent insurance costs. That was a large concern from our contingency. Classified additional holiday has been requested many years in a row, has been denied or held off in many of the budget years. So this year we looked at current employees at 20 to 29 hours having 3 days, 30 to 40 hours having 11 days, and that's an increase in $21,000. Reading interventionist has been a critical position in middle schools. It is secured in the elementary schools, but not in the middle schools at this time. We couldn't justify a full position, so we looked at a 0.2 position, FTE and staffing, which would allow teachers to cover either during prep or for some teachers who are a 0.5 now to become a 0.7, which allows some flex in different schools and different settings. $72,000 would be the cost of that position, but obviously divided up among the schools, middle schools. To pay new teachers for new teacher orientation. This was hotly debated in our committee because some districts do pay, some districts do not pay. It's been one of those pieces where is it important as you bring someone in to pay them for those days? We do require them to come in for 10 hours, 2 days, and that's beyond the contract days, therefore they are not officially paid for it. So this establishes the money for that. Our range of new teacher orientation has been anywhere from 5 teachers a few years back to 60 teachers. So we went on the high end to look to make it realistic for you. Daily rate of certified additional duty 10 hours would be $22,000. If you're at 60 teachers, this may be less or more, obviously depending upon the year. That's fluctuation. Increase in longevity pay. Current lanes 5 through 9, 250, 10 to 14, 500, 15 to 19 years of service, 750, 20 years of service, 1,000. The goal is to add $100 to each lane for the longevity pay, which totals approximately $43,750 based on current staffing and numbers.
Thank you, Sheila. And now we are turning it over to Dr. Lomley for IBN.
Thank you. Madam President, members of the board, cabinet, I'd like to thank all of the members of our IBN team for all of their hard work. They really put a lot of effort, really good discussions in bringing forward issues that are important to all of our the groups that we represent. And we do have some of our members here. I'm just going to read off the names. So Anna Andrews led the certified staff. Jensen Harris, Jennifer Sokolis, and Alicia Patton were all on the certified team. Classified, Patrick McFadden, who's here, he led the classified team. Matt Bloom, Debbie Wheeler, and Jose Almeida. Our administrator team, Barb Marshall and I facilitated, and Priscilla Gossett, principal, is here, as well as Justin Wright, our IT director. IBN, we took a lot of time as we came up with our recommendations to really prioritize, because we recognize that we didn't have a lot of funds to work with, so we did prioritize them. Top on the list for our group is salaries, and we are recommending a 2.75% salary increase. Benefits are very important to all employee groups in Madison, and very appreciative of the benefits that Madison provides. And so we recommend that we keep our current benefit packages the same. This year we had an issue come up regarding dependent insurance premiums and the high cost of that. After lots of research and discussion as a team, we recognize that there's not really much that we could recommend in that regard. So we are recommending that we keep it the same as we do currently. We also, just as budget advisory presented, we did bring the issue of pay for our new Madison teacher orientation. And IBN is recommending that we utilize the $30 per hour extra duty as the basis for that. And we did factor in 12 hours for 60 employees with the maximum of $180 per day for 2 days. So we are recommending that we do pay our new teachers for the orientation. In regard to special education, we do currently provide stipends for our special education teachers. And there are different amounts, and we are recommending that we increase the resource addendum to $2,000 and equalize the addendum for all special education teachers to be $2,000. We also did, IBN, we did have the issue of longevity pay that did come up. Our recommendation is slightly different from budget advisory. We are recommending an increase of $50 per category. Holiday pay for classified staff. We did, just as budget advisory did have that issue, and IBN is recommending that we add 1 additional day to our 9 and 10 month employee groups. Designated teacher workday before school, that was an issue that was brought by certified. After much discussion and research, the recommendation from IBN is to take the existing full day professional development day, which is typically that Friday before school starts, and make that day half professional development, half teacher workday, so that we can, this would be a no cost recommendation, and we could do both. And then we're recommending that our principals continue to communicate the designated hours at the work site, at the work site level. IBN did also look at the middle school reading intervention, just as budget advisory discussed. We are recommending that we table this until next year, because at the time that we researched this, we recognize there are other things that are in place to assist in this area, and we thought it was a good idea, but based on what we had to work with, we thought we would just table it and take this topic up again next year. We do have salary increase again, partly to emphasize the point that salary increases are important to our staff, but we also wanted to just communicate that if there should be additional funds that come available that we would like to recommend that those funds be used for additional salary increases. Remote work is a topic that came up, and our recommendation from IBN is to communicate and train supervisors and staff about the benefits and expectations of remote work. We do have remote work standards in place, so we want to better communicate that. From classified, we had the issue of utilizing our paid time off during breaks or off calendar, off work times. And this issue has come up because classified staff really struggle when they go through long periods of time without, like during the, for example, the winter break when we're not working and they don't have a lot of holiday time in there, so they go without pay. So our recommendation from IBN is to assign and communicate with our employees that it's not an option to do that, because there's nothing that we could really recommend in that regard. However, we do recognize that IBN is recommending addition of holiday pay, and we think that will help with this issue. We also had the issue of required training, and we call it Vector because that's a platform we use for training. The issue was to designate a time to complete that training. As part of our discussions, we recognize that would be difficult with the differences between schools and departments. So what our recommendation is to send out or open up the required training on July 15th to provide employees ample time before school starts. And we don't make the due date until the end of the first quarter, so there's lots of time to get that completed. Certified staff also did bring up the issue of protected prep time. After much discussion and research, we recognize that this is an area we could refine. It wasn't necessarily a district-wide issue. So our MDCTA, the recommendation is for MDCTA to communicate the current definition of prep time, and then we could also highlight that in our handbook. And then this year, 504 stipends came up. We had lots of discussions about that. At this time, IBN is recommending that we do not add a 504 stipend. We recommend to stay the same. Currently, our 504 meetings are being coordinated by our assistant principals. Does anyone have any questions?
Thank you, Dr. Lomeli and Ms. Garvey. Questions? Comments? Questions? Go ahead. Mr.
Thank you. First off, I want to start by congratulating and thanking both committees. This is the budget. We're working on the budget, but the number really provides sort of a limit or a parameter that you have to work in. And the work that you've done, both groups, I think really demonstrates what we saw when we gave the awards out. And it's the Madison community, the approach, and this has been the way even before we had these committees. Madison really does come together as a community where people really talk and say, okay, let's try to find a solution, and that's what this reflects. It's not fighting over money or in disagreements. People, you really see that people want to try to do what's best for the students and for the district. And so that I think is very important. As going through that, I see a lot of, there's a lot of commonality here, and people actually looking for other groups. I do, personally, I do think what we're looking at is that reading interventionist issue is really important when we look at the areas that we have, issues that we really need to work on. That is one that is important. And I think what the budget advisory came up with, that a solution, I think if that works, that seems like a good solution that also recognizes the budget issues. And I think that is something where we put a priority on as the students, and that would work. And so I'd like to see if we can come to common ground and in relation to that as well. But the big thing is, thank you. This is very much different than budget discussions are in any other level of government, and I think in most any other school board. And it should be something you all who participate in should be very, very proud of.
Ms. Gresham.
Thank you, Madam President. I also just want to advocate for the reading interventionist additions. And so, Dr. Guerin, since you'll be next to present your recommendations, if there is a way to do that, can I just clarify again? So the IBN, so they tabled it, but the budget advisory recommended, I thought she said something about a .2 position. Where did that go? Sorry.
Ms. Garvey, can you touch on that and
Saw it earlier,
clarify
but
that?
yeah, can you just clarify, and would that be for all our middle schools, or how would that work?
Right. So we had a lot of conversation about, is it really like a .2 position? This is about the equivalent of a .2 position per campus. However, it deems, so what the thought was is that in our staffing model, we determine how many sections we need to staff, and then we know that each teacher is 5 sections. So we would be adding 2 sections additional to the staffing formula, which will result perhaps in more staffing at each school. So and a section is equivalent to a class period. So it's adding in that time for the services or the delivery of extra intervention to the students that's built into the schedule.
Okay, thank you. So it might depend on each school and what that looks like. So, and I also just want to thank everybody for their efforts in this. And, obviously we would like to do more as we are, strapped by our funding from the legislature. So, we would love to do more with benefits and salary and everything else. So, but everyone does such a great job with what we have. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gresham. Mr. Hunt.
Yes, I just want to first applaud the process. I think the transparency is just incredibly important, especially with the state of public schools in various parts of our city and our state. This transparent, well-run process, I think, is a really great way to do it. So thank you. I also want to note that, we're lucky to be in a different place than a lot of other schools. And that's due to your hard work and the great work of the certified, classified administrative team here. I do think it's important to emphasize, the salary elements, the classified additional holidays, those components that will, really help make people a little more whole as they're coming and dedicating their time and their careers to Madison. So I do want to just put a point in prioritizing that, which is, it's already prioritized, but just add that to it. And then I do think on the reading interventionist, I'll throw my support behind that as well, because I just feel like if it's something that we can swing, we shouldn't wait on. So thanks so much for all your hard work on this.
Thank you, Mr. Hunt. Ms. Kazi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Want to thank everyone that participated in this process. This is extra meetings out of all the rest of the work that you do. And the work that you put in is clearly outstanding because the process works, and the quality, the clarity, the alignment of the recommendations makes our job a whole heck of a lot easier. So I want to express my appreciation and thanks for that. I have found this process, this is my 11th year, I think, doing this. And it is so, when you put the work in up front and everyone is very candid and thorough with the conversations, you get recommendations that are really the right ones to have. And so I want to thank everyone. I mean, I think, our process, it's very long, it probably takes a while, and then it speeds up, and it's because the work that's done at the end. And so thank you, and I will echo the comments of my fellow board members on where they think the priorities need to be. I agree, and again, that's all I got. Thanks.
Thank you, and I just want to also take the moment to express my gratitude for everyone who was involved in both of these processes. The fact that We are so transparent about what we think we're going to have to spend, the discussions we have, bringing all stakeholders to the table to have those difficult conversations of what priorities should be, and then sharing those publicly says something about our community and our values. And I appreciate all the work that has gone into that as well. I too want to echo my interest in the reading interventionist, especially in the middle school. We have things like Move On When Reading at the elementary level, but when we have kids who are struggling in middle school, if we can't help them then they're going to have, even though they're not ours in high school, they're tremendous difficulty when they get to high school, and then frankly for the rest of their life. So anything we can do to help put them on a strong footing to move forward is going to be helpful. So I encourage us to look at that. With no other,
Just add to that,
Yes,
sorry,
please,
Ms.
go ahead.
President, real quick. Because our obviously our middle schools are grades 5 through 8, I think it's even more important to have that because, it's not just the 7th and 8th graders, it's the 5th and 6th graders that could really use that. So thank you.
And if there's no other questions or comments, we will move on to the next item, future meetings. Dr. Guerin.
President Thompson, members of the board, cabinet, and guests, it's hard to believe our next board meeting will be in March. So March 4th, we will have an executive session at 5 o'clock to go over the budget one more time. Information items, Ms. Garvey will present the district-supported health insurance plan so we can just understand the coverage that we have. Ms. Marshall will bring the English language arts adoption for Madison Heights. We're very excited to bring a new Spanish ELA curriculum to Heights. For action items, I will go over the superintendent's budget recommendations, and along with that, we'll bring the salary schedules and the employment contracts just in time to launch contracts right after spring break. Okay, then we'll have spring break. Then it will be March 25th. We'll have a Parent Square update, which Parent Square will be launching. So we have 4 pilot schools and we're getting ready to launch that. So that's very exciting news. And then all of a sudden it will be April. So jam-packed.
Wonderful. Thank you. Does anybody have any items for Dr. Guerin?
I have a quick comment. Thank you for the IBN and Budget Advisory Committee members for being here tonight. So thank you.
Agreed. Thank you very much. I know we're keeping an eye on it with a lot of uncertainty at the federal level in budget. I encourage us to make sure that if there's a need for either an open board session or executive session on any changes that might be coming forward that we need to address to make sure that we are on top of those quickly, if they do come up or when.
Absolutely. And we are watching it very closely. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, if nothing else, I will take a meeting to adjourn the meeting. A motion to adjourn the meeting.
Move we adjourn?
Second.
A motion made by Ms. Gresham, seconded by Mr. Holcomb. We'll go ahead and vote. Motion passes unanimously. We're adjourned.